bios. I want to talk to you guys today about how to prepare for a career fair and how to make sure that you don't make yourself look like a fool. So first of all, when you go into a career fair, there's going to be hundreds of companies depending on the size of the career fair that you go to. So the number one tip is do your research. Find out what companies are going to be there and get a feel for what they do. The last thing you want to do is go up to a company and say, hey, how's it going? My name is blah, 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 blah. What do you guys do, right? Because that shows that you have no interest in the company and you haven't done your research. The idea behind a career fair and you going to a career booth is, for example, you go up to Dave Dawson and you talk to them about, hey, I know that I did some research and I know that you guys do land development, water resources, transportation, and I'm really interested in the internship position that you guys currently have open in the Dallas office. Could you give me some more information in regards to what that role would entail and what are some of the responsibilities that I would have as an intern? Right, that shows initiative, knows that you know where the company's located and what type of work they do. So again, do your research. Number two is know your resume. So many times students go to the career fairs and the first thing they do before they even say their name is they hand a resume or they hand a business card. That shows no initiative into trying to sell yourself, and it also doesn't make it very organic to where you're trying to have a conversation with the recruiter. So the idea behind knowing your resume is as you're having a conversation with the recruiter and they ask you for your resume and they start reading through it and they ask you a question, the last thing you want is to have to pull it up and read it with them to know what it says. You should know exactly what it says, and you should be able to give information and also some experiences to what that bullet point is talking about. If it says that you did a certain task for a certain project or you took on the leadership role in the project, you want to be able to talk more about that. And you also want to be able to know what's not on their resume. So many times students don't have above a 3.5 or 3.0, so the recruiter will say, well, what's your GPA? If you have a 2.5 or 2.4, it doesn't automatically discredit you from being a good student or a good employee, but you have to be able to legitimately say, I don't have a GPA because I've worked 4 jobs, I'm a leader in 6 organizations, and although I'm not a bad student, I'm a bad test taker. I have test anxiety, and it's difficult for me to take those tests. So again, you're not making excuses, but you're giving legitimate reasons why your GPA is low. And the same thing goes for a lack of internships or a lack of leadership roles. And the last thing is, be ready to answer the tough questions. So many times, though, you'll find that at a career fair, it'll be on-the-spot interview. So you have to be able to answer the tough questions that typically companies ask for in regards to, tell me about a time you worked in a team. What was your role? What was your responsibilities? What did you deliver? Tell me about a time that you worked with a difficult individual. How did you approach it? And then, having those tough questions gives you a better understanding of who you are and what you can deliver and how you come into the company and being able to deliver a quality product, that being yourself. And I think the same applies for when you go to expos, right? If you represent a company and you're going to sell your services, you want to be able to know what companies are out there, what they do. You want to know what type of services your company does and how those services can apply to a company's bottom line. And then being able to answer those tough questions. How does your company compare to other companies, and why would we pick you versus who we currently have? So those are some of the tips that I have for you guys for career fairs and also expos. Thank you.